Hello and welcome back to the Tyre YouTube channel. This is our 2025 tyre test. As you can see, we've got 3 different tyres that we're going to be testing today. We're at Blyton Park. It's nice and dry. It's about 14 degrees ambient temperature. So yeah, let's have a look at the tyres that we're testing. So we've got the popular Nankang CRS. We've also got the Yokohama Advan A052, which seems to be a very popular choice and the go-to for a lot of track day users. And we've got the new Vitour Tempesta P1, which is doing a lot of the rounds on the internet and everyone's hyping it up. So we're going to see if that's going to live up to the hype today. All the tyres are a 235 4018, and the car that we're going to be using today is a 2014 Volkswagen Golf GTI, which we've recently imported from Japan. So it came over stock, and then we've added a few track focus modifications to make it go that little bit spicier on track. So the modifications that we've done to the car, we've got a Racing Line R600 intake. We've also got a Racing Line catch tank kit. We've then got Yellow Speed Racing Dynamic Pro Sport coilovers, a Yellow Speed Racing 6-piston front big brake kit with Hawk HP Plus brake pads. We've got a Miltech catback exhaust, and then it's had a Stage 1 TI Motorsport engine and gearbox remap just to wake it up. So the car's producing roughly about 300 horsepower. So that's the car, and as you can see, the wheels that we're using today are TSW in Matras. They're 18x9 ET45, and all of the tyres are 235 4018, which I've already mentioned. The tyres which are on the Golf at the minute are a Yokohama Advan A052. So we drove to the track on them today. All the tyres that we're testing here are E-marked, so they are road legal. They're fine for the road. We've just done a couple of laps before we started filming, and yeah, they're really good on the track, good on the road. We've used them on our FL5 before in the wet. So yeah, a really good all-rounder, something that you can drive to the track on and go round. Same with these, but these are a level above. So let's take a look at the prices. They're all roughly the same price. I think there's about £10 in it at the time of filming. So the Nankang CRS comes in at £271 per tyre. The Yokohama Advan A052 comes at £274.86 per tyre. Now, it's worth pointing out that the 235 4018 isn't actually available in the UK, so we had to import this size from Japan. So that price, the £274.86, is based off a 235 4518. And then the Vitour Tempesta P1 is the cheapest one here, £267, but you know, there's £10 in it, so they're all roughly the same. So let's get on with the test. I'm not actually going to be driving it because I'm not a driver, but we have got someone that does know a thing or two about driving. He's fresh off the back of the 2025 Time Attack Championship. Mr. Winner, it's Luke Senchkowski. So
hello. Yeah, looking forward to today. Who knows what's going to be the outcome. Obviously the A052s on the car are already a great tyre, great all-rounder. It's a dry day, so these 3 tyres, it's anyone's guess really.
Luke's going to go out and set a kind of benchmark. The A052s aren't really in the test because they're a different sort of level of tyre, but let's get a benchmark in there, see how the A052 are because we got them on, and then
yeah, move on to these.
So you've just been out on the A052, Luke. How was it?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously just got back to this track, get my eye in first, but yeah, we got down to a 112.1. The tyre's great up until you kind of pushing it to like 9 tenths, 10 tenths. So for any track day when you're driving safely within your limits at up to 8 tenths, it's brilliant. After that, starts struggling a little bit on the brakes, starts getting a little bit of understeer. So yeah, great tyre, great all round. Obviously you've driven the car here on it, so they're a good all round tyre, but to try and get the ultimate out of the car, obviously we need something a bit more sticky, hence using these.
So Luke's going to go over there into the trailer, and we're going to fit a set of tyres now to the car, because we're going to do it absolutely blind, aren't we?
Oh God.
You're
Okay.
not going to know what's on there, so
Good.
off
All right.
you pop, Luke, and let's get some on. We're going to fit the Yokohama A052 first. Makes sense because Yokohama back-to-back, so we can see the difference between AD09 and A052. So let's get it jacked up, change the wheels, and get these A052 fitted. So that's the Yokohama A052s fitted. These are highly regarded as one of the best track day tyres that money can buy. So we're gonna get Luke in the car now, won't let him see the tyres, he can go set a lap time.
Tyre 1 then. Let's go. So with all the tyres we're going to do 2 runs, so I'm going to go out now and do 5 laps, come back in, see how the pressures have changed, just see how we get on over 5 laps, and then go again after we've done 5 laps on all the tyres. Got a lot of grip straight away. There's gonna have to get some temperature into them. Yep. Obviously it'll upset the car then, it just, the tyres are brand new and cold. So I'm guessing it's going to take a lap or so to get them to grip up how I want them to. So have a semi-spirited lap. Feel good on the brakes. Yeah, they gripped up already, so they only took really half a lap to get grip. Obviously you can't expect that from any brand new tyre. They feel a lot better already than the AD09. Understeer there though. Understeer to the exit curb. This corner on this track's always like that though for pretty much every tyre, I thought. Oh, loads of understeer there. Just about stops when we brake on that first cone. Load of understeer there, but gets us a good exit. See how it takes this fast corner this time. Had to give it a little slight lift off the throttle. Oh, wouldn't stop then. Hey! Right, so my guess now is these pressures have shot through the roof. So we'll come in. Feel good, do feel better than the AD09. We've done a 10.9, so what's that? is that 2 seconds quicker. They do feel a lot better, a lot more rewarding. But as expected, they've probably overpressurized, so they will go faster with a bleed down. Right, so we're going to go back out. We've just dropped the tyre pressures to 30, so the fronts have come up to 36, I think, and the rear's 34, which is what it felt like. So we'll go back out now and just try for 2 laps and see what time we can do. And then, like I say, we will go again on the tyres to give them a full cool down and a full fair run. Oh yeah, this is the one. So the problem we're going to have trying to get to the ultimate lap is the car is incredibly good for the power and the balance. The tyres are probably going to be too good for the car, which is a funny thing to say really, but the tyres are that grippy that actually the car doesn't have enough pace to overpower the grip. Now obviously you can do it by overdriving it, of course you can, but to get to the optimum lap, still understeer through there, so I think there's going to have to be a lift with this tyre for definite. Bounce off the curbs. Coilovers don't mind it though. Four-wheel drift there, and it was slower. I actually do think that we could do with some more grip than that, so if the next tyres are better we will go faster. It was struggling mostly on the brakes, to be honest, but as I haven't driven on the other tyres yet, it's hard to say if that's going to get any better. It might just be the nature of the car and the track today, so we can find out about that. Understeer on certain corners. Again, Blyton's a really good track for testing because it's got so many different corners. The off-camber corners are obviously going to encourage understeer, and again, if we go in too fast when I'm just trying to push that little bit too much for the grip that we've got, we obviously understeering as well. So we're getting a little bit of corner entry understeer and a little bit of corner exit understeer. We could dial this out with suspension setup and things like that, but to be fair, for the whole day we're just going to keep the car exactly as it is and just change tyres and tyre pressures.
So Luke's gone out on tyre 1, which was the A052. Obviously you've heard his in-car feedback. Next up we're going for the Nankang CRS. So again, another popular tyre for track day users, kind of a go-to as well. So we'll tell Luke this is tyre 2 because again he doesn't know. We'll get him in the car and send him out for a few laps. So obviously we're not messing around, it's literally in, change the tyres, back out. Luke does one stint, goes out sort of sighting lap, and then he comes in, we bleed the pressures down to where they need to be, and then he goes out again and sets his time. But trying to do it as efficiently as possible so the conditions stay the same. There's no rain forecast for today, but it's the UK, isn't it? So anything can change, as we know.
Okay, let's go. Right, tyre number 2. See what they've got. Oh, we're off. Be a bit cautious again for the first few corners. Oh, beep, you know. Oh, hey, beep. Right, these are very slippy out the box, but that's fine. That was literally the first corner. Very well. So as you can see, these tyres are going to take a bit more warming up. Nice through there. Nice on the brakes. These definitely feel better. Yeah, they've already done a 10.0. So they obviously took more warming up, but now they're going. They've got a lot more grip. So far, tyre 2 noticeably better than tyre 1. Bit too much curve that time. Is he going to do it flat? Yeah, better than tyre A does. Right, let's go for the lap this time. Keep it fair, always just go to that line. I don't let it wash out too wide there. I like this tyre. Definitely feels better than tyre 1. Look at it through there. Good. Right, we're going for a rebleed. So I was on 2 laps, both the same, a 1:07.98 and a 1:09.78 and a 1:09.81. I'm amazed actually how much better this tyre feels. So I was expected all 3 tyres to be almost identical. These tyres actually feel a lot more nicer to drive on as well. Less of a battle.
So he's just been out for his first session on the Nankang CRS, which is tyre 2. The guys are just bleeding down the pressures because obviously they will have risen, and then Luke will go back out for a second session on the track and put in a lap time.
So again, the pressures went up the same as the first tyre, so 36 psi roughly. So they've bled them back down to 30. Might not be perfect, but it's again, consistency. So they've just gone very understeering. So I don't think the rebleed's going to make them go any quicker. Obviously, took too much curve then. No better on the brakes. Yeah, no more time in them.
So tyre 2 is now been taken off, which was the Nankang CRS, and tyre 3 is on, which is the Vitour Tempesta P1. So yeah, this is what we're here for, because this is really interesting, and the internet's really hyped them up. So let's see if it lives up to that hype.
Jeez, these haven't got a lot of grip. No, not at all. Very dead sketchy these are. Hey. So as I said before, it's brand new tyres, isn't it? Like, they're fine to be like this for a lap or so. Feel good on the brakes. Yep. Big slide on. Still not quite there, but right, let's go. Still not got full confidence with. Yeah, they're ready. Bit late on the throttle there. Felt good through there. Understeer through there, sadly. Quite understeery through there. Felt good on the brakes. A bit more understeer than the previous tyre. You can hear it on the tyre squeal as well. So you've got washing wide there. Loads of understeer there. Still fast tyre. So this is tyre 3. It's definitely got more understeer than tyre 2. No, it's just not quite. Doesn't feel as good. Still a fast tyre though. Like, it's hard to say if it's better than tyre 1. The lap times are also close. Like it's it could come down to personal preference, to be honest with them. We'll do one more lap. See if we can get it up. See, again, that's compromise at the start of the lap because so much understeer. Yeah, it's not going to do it. All right then. So that was tyre C. To me, it just doesn't feel as good as tyre B. I think even tyre A was better than that tyre. I'm not sure where we are on lap times. I think that might have been a little bit quicker. However, it didn't feel quicker. So we'll give them all a second run and see what the actual end result is after they've all done a heat cycle. But at the moment, tyre B is the favourite. It took a long time to come in. It took 2 laps and it was fairly hairy. However, it wasn't as hairy as tyre C on the outlap, but he was still fairly hairy, whereas tyre A was good pretty much from what, turn 3. So yeah, let's see where we are.
Oh.
So we've done the rebleed. Again, they're really high, so rebled them down to 30 to keep it consistent. Well, I feel like it's got loads more front end now. I reckon they're really high. Right, let's go for it. Quite understeery. You can hear it screeching, trying to scrabble for grip. Jump it through there seems to be the quickest way in this car. So compliant, it doesn't mind it. Definitely not any better. Can't even make that corner. Go for one more. So, they didn't really get any better. I know I did a faster time before. That was not a bad time, but the way they feel, like I'm wringing its neck more, jumping more curbs to get a better time. So yeah, I think at the moment I would rank them for feel and enjoyment would be tyre 2, tyre 1 and then tyre 3. We're going to let them all cool down and then go again, so they've all done a heat cycle, because we know that can change tyres. Some tyres are faster from brand new, other tyres are like to have a heat cycle in them before they get more grip. So we'll see where we get to with that.
Dinner time's just gone. Obviously we've had 2 sessions on each tyre so far. We're going to have 1 more session on each tyre because of the heat cycles and stuff. So 3 sessions in total, and see how we got on this afternoon. We're going to leave the tyre 3 on, which is the Vitour Tempesta P1, and then we'll run it in reverse order. Obviously Luke still doesn't know what tyres he's on, but yeah, obviously he's had a lot more time on the track now, so A052 gets a fairer shot because that was at the start of the day. So yeah, going to go out on tyre 3, the Vitour, see what it can do.
Right, so here we go. Still on tyre 3. Final run. Obviously it's had a heat cycle. We've had some dinner. So this is the final run to see what time we can get them down to. The slide, but decent through there. No better than earlier. I'll give it one last push. So 109.8. I think that might be the fastest time of the day. The tyres do feel better with a bleed down. It's still understeery and there's still more grip. Like obviously, if we put slicks on it, the car would be faster. So if there's another tyre with more grip, it will go quicker. So I'll run now into the next tyre and see where we go. But 109.8, which I think the fastest we've been all day, or at least within a hundredth or few. So we're back to tyre 2 now. Try and get some heat into them so we can go straight away for a lap. Great grip round there, really big front end. So it is on the brakes. Good. Very comparable now, these are. Lovely through there. More front end, definitely more front end with these tyres. Made that without even track limits. This tyre. It's definitely got more grip. Whoa! Ah, that was a huge slide at high speed then. Obviously, I'm just trying to get the best lap time I can. Just don't think there's any more in it.
Why did you do that?
Alright, back to tyre 1. Just get some heat into them again.
Right, so we're back at Tegawa and we're going to reveal what tyres you went out on, Luke. So, tyre number 1 was the A052. Obviously it made sense to do that so we could run the AD09 back to back against the A052 and see the difference.
Yeah, well, that makes some sense. Like, it was grippy straight from the off, wasn't it? Really, like a couple of corners and it gripped up. So that's like a 52 performs. So yeah, it makes some sense.
Tyre 2 was the Nankang CRS.
Right. Okay. Didn't expect that. Well, I kind of did, I suppose. So both 2 and 3 took a while to come in. 3 definitely took even longer to come in, but I've never driven on them before, so I think I just assumed that was the CRS, but yeah, okay.
Then obviously, yeah, that left tyre 3, which was the Vitour Tempesta.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, obviously they're all very close on time, all felt quite different. The amount they've worn's quite different as well. So the 52, obviously we know this tyre well. It felt great, the car felt great on it. I mentioned that actually this car probably doesn't even need a tyre this good because I was having to drive the car as hard as I possibly could to make it lose any grip, and even overdrive it at points to encourage it to understeer or do something. So yeah, the 52, the tyre's almost better than the car. And as you can see by the wear, we did an equal amount of laps on all of the tyres. On the 52, the wear is actually it's worn the least. Like the tyres still look really good, so that's positive for them. CRS felt great. Obviously, like I say, it took a lap to come in, but that doesn't really matter. If you're out doing track days, you normally do a sighting lap or a couple of steady laps anyway. If you're racing, don't go out and race on brand new tyres, or at least get in a hard green flag lap. But yeah, the tyres felt great again. Very similar feeling to the A52, which we were expecting, to be honest, because when we've done tyre tests before, we've seen that the 52 is quicker. So I suppose there's different applications, different sizes, things are all vary, but on this specific size and on this car with front wheel drive, they were very comparable. So yeah, I'd be more than happy to pick the CRS. And again, tread wear, they've worn well again, still loads of tread on them. They hardly look used, to be fair. So yeah, another good choice of tyre. And then the Tempesta. So obviously this was the tyre that we wanted to do because all over the internet everyone's talking about how good it is. Now obviously a lot of that noise is coming from the Nürburgring and from America. So we don't know if the American tyre is the same as ours. This is obviously the same tyre as at the Nürburgring. This tyre took a long time to come in, and in fact, you'll see in the video that I had a couple of moments where it was completely out of control and I had to catch it from a slide because they just had no grip at all. So, yeah, again, you need to at least scrub them in before you do anything in any anger. These tyres actually felt the worst out of them all. They all achieved a very, very similar lap time, which is positive. But with these, I could feel the tyre was rolling over, and it just felt more of a battle to get to the same lap time. So yeah, there was more understeer, there was high-speed slides. It was more hard work. But as I've said, that's this car. Maybe on another car, they might be better. And the fact that they did exactly the same lap time, well, not exactly the same, but within 0.3 shows that they're positive. However, this is the bit that is a little bit disappointing. So obviously the internet says that you can do 100 laps of the Nürburgring and then drive home legally. Well, that is 10, 15 laps of Blyton, and they've got drastically less rubber on them than the other two tyres. The tyre wear on those isn't as good as we thought it was, and the fact that all the tyres are the same price, I think it comes on to say that really the tyre of choice has got to be the 52, because it's worn the best, it felt the best, it warmed up the best. We know it's the best in the wet from racing that we've done. So I think all round my tyre of choice is the 52, closely followed by the CRS. If you can't get a 52 for any reason, or the price is drastically different on your size, then the CRS had put a real good fight to it. The Tempesta, yeah, it didn't quite do what we were hoping. Obviously, we'd been been given all of the great news that how good it was going to be, and it just wasn't quite there. However, something to bear in mind is obviously not all tyre sizes are the same. So the Tempesta is actually 15mm narrower on the tread. You can see it's got this rounded shoulder here compared to both the other two. So potentially, if you were getting really picky into your tyre sizes, you might pick a, whatever the next size up is, a 245 instead of a 235, to then compare apples with apples. Obviously not many people do that, they just buy the size that their car needs. And when you do that, you get to this result. So yeah, that's something to bear in mind. And I think 15mm on a tyre, well, what's that, 7% narrow or 5% narrow or something like that, will make a difference.
So that sums up our 2025 tyre test. Obviously we've tried to make it as unbiased as possible. We sell all 3 tyres. They're all available at tyre.com. So it doesn't matter to us what you buy.
No, and don't forget, just look at the lap times. Yeah, okay, I said I had to real ring the Tempest neck, but still, that's what you do when you're racing. All 3 tyres were comparable on lap time. So for actual out and out, who's the fastest, pick which one you like.
Yeah, and there's only £10 price difference in this size as well, so they're all very good. And obviously I think it's worth saying, because a lot of people like hitting the comments and saying, you should have tried it on this. This was the test that we did. It was a front wheel drive Golf. The conditions may be different on a different day. You might have a rear wheel drive car, and that'll affect lap times and stuff like that.
We've obviously done the test on a M240i previously with different set of tyres, which you can see in the link. So yeah, we do try and keep things fair. We didn't change anything on the car. We ran them all at the same pressure. We ran the dampers at the same. We went out multiple times throughout the day on every tyre to make sure that it was all as fair as possible. And I drove every tyre as hard as I could.
So yeah, thank you for watching. If you do need tyres or wheels or anything to make your car go faster, then do go to tegawa.com. We've got it all on there and more. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.